Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and in this episode of Knife Thursday, I'm going to do a head-to-head with the Benchmade Contego versus the Benchmade Adamas. So this has been a very highly requested video, so stick around guys. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fireside Chats. Oh, wait, wrong video. We're here to do a review, comparison between the Benchmade Adamas and the Benchmade Contego. Now guys, these are both considered hard use knives. So I'm gonna go through and beat the tar out of them in this video so you guys can see what they're good at, what they're not good at, and maybe which one's right for you. Now I do a lot of messing around with wood in the winter because, like you saw, I burn it for the heat in my house. So I'm always having to make little kindling in the morning and stuff like that. And so I've got some wood that I'm going to try to split here. We've got some rope we're going to cut up. I'm going to operate these knives with gloves. If these are supposed to be tactical and hard use knives, you should be able to do all this stuff. We're going to cut up a little bit of cardboard and do some strength testing with them. So stick around guys, should be a good time. And if I break one, I guess it really doesn't matter because they both have Benchmade's warranty and they'll always take care of it. So stick around, let's beat these knives up and see which one's right for you. Alright guys, let's start out with the easy stuff. We'll start out with the cardboard, and we'll go with the Contego first, and let's just dive right in. Now these knives are both sharp, so this is not really an issue of sharpness. This is more an issue of, you know, how well they slice. And I'll tell you, I know that the Contego is going to do better in this because it's got a bit of a thinner blade stock, and the saber grind is 3/4 of the way up instead of about half of the way up. So I know about how well both these knives are going to do in these situations. So it's not going to be a surprise to me. Let's try the Adamas now, and we'll try to do everything with the gloves on. That's not really fair. I'm starting on double thickness there, but let's get that out of the way. All right, now let's slice it. All right, so you can see right off the bat, you know, the Adamas is going to struggle a little bit more because of this grind. Like I said, this saber grind is halfway, and the blade stock is thicker than the Contego to begin with. Like I said, they're both nice and sharp. It's just, I don't care who you are, the Contego is going to be a better slicer. This will still do the job, but a lot of times you got to kind of start it at an angle like this instead of just going straight in. But if you kind of drag it like that, it bites in a little bit better. So in our first test, slicing cardboard and stuff, Contego is going to be the clear winner. Now let's move on to something a little more abrasive, and we'll go to this sisal rope that I've got here. And we'll start with the Adamas first on this one. Let's just make some cuts. I'm just going to try to push cut through these, not really saw through them. Whew, boy, that's leaving some marks in my cutting board. No one told my wife. Alright, so this is going through pretty easily. If I saw through it, still going to go pretty easily. Let's try the Contego. I think the Adamas pushed through this easier than the Contego. I don't really know why that is. Might be the actual, I don't know, since it's thicker, it might be kind of spreading the top fibers apart more to get through to the next ones. Well, if I had to give that a winner, I'd probably say it's the Adamas. Oddly enough, you'd think that a better slicer would do that, but Maybe it's just the blade shape. Maybe the Contego's a little damaged. I haven't sharpened either one of these in a while. Yeah, they're close enough. Alright, so sisal rope. I'm going to call the Adamas as the winner for the rope test. Now, let's do tip strength. Now, look, in all reality, I hate these things where people stab in and bend them, but these are both advertised as kind of tactical, hard use knives, and that's kind of the reason people buy them. Let me turn the stove down. Dying. This is the reason people buy these, and when people ask me to do this video, they want to know which one's going to be tougher, which one's going to take this better, and what steel's going to be better. Now, better steel, you know, how do you define better? Well, in my mind, it's not really too hard of a question on these. The M4 is going to be better than the D2. It's at least as tough. It's got better wear resistance and edge retention. So in my book, if I had to choose between these two, the M4 is going to get the nod there, but that's not to say that there's anything wrong with the D2. I like D2 and it works pretty well for a lot of things. So let's do some tip stabbing here, and we'll see which one does better. Now, if you guys know about these two knives, you know that the Adamas has a 30% thicker lock bar and pivot. So this is made to be like their super strong folder. So we'll go with that one first. And we're just going to kind of stab in here and do some tip stuff. And this beats up the pivot and beats up the tip. Alright, so look guys, honestly, the Adamas is like a sharpened pry bar. I mean, look at the thickness on this blade. It's insane. So you can be very confident that this is never going to break doing this type of stuff. This is seasoned hardwood. I'm not sure which type of hardwood it is, but this stuff is dry and hard. It's not, you know, soft green wood. This is seasoned firewood. So, yeah, no play. Still good to go. Let's try the Contego. Now, because this is thinner, come on, I feel like it's stabbing in a little bit deeper than the Adamas was. But again, even with that, there's not going to be any deformation in this tip. These are not thinly ground Spydercos. I mean, these are going to, you know, again, but they're not slicers like Spydercos either. So, but these things are definitely not going to bend. You're not going to beat them up. No play. So, you know, even though I was bending way up on the handle here, you know, I still am not worried about the pivots on either one of these. If I had to say which one was going to be stronger, just in absolute sense, which one's going to take more to break, probably the Adamas. But as far as like tip strength and everything, I'm going to have to give them a tie, because this has the reverse tanto, which makes a nice strong tip, but this has a lot of beefy blade stock right up there as well. You know, for all out piercing, I think the Contego is going to pierce better, but that being said, they're going to be kind of near as makes no difference on tip strength and all that. So let's see if we can really beat these things up and do things that we're definitely not supposed to do. And we'll do a little batoning on this chunk of wood. All right, guys, so we're going to try a little bit batoning here. Now, I have to say that I don't recommend batoning with any folding knife, and I usually am not even a huge fan of it, you know, with fixed blade knives, though it's something that you can certainly do. But look, like I said, I'm taking these a little bit far in beating them up, so let's just see what they can do. I'll do the Contego first, and like I said, this is seasoned hardwood. Now, when you baton with a folding blade, you really got to be careful how you hold it and how you put the pressure. You know, you got to be smart about batoning. So again, let's go through this, and apologize for the noise. I won't talk during this, but. So that seemed to go through pretty quick and painless. Again, it was, you know, a fairly thin piece. But let's try the Adamas, and it's be a little bit thicker piece. But let's see how the Adamas goes. Okay, so after the batoning, no blade play there. Maybe a little bit there. Maybe a whisker there. But not play that I'm concerned with. I usually leave the pivots pretty loose so the action is better. Let's see if we can do one more each with these knives. And again, don't recommend this. We're going through a knot. Oh, that's bad juju for knives. There we go. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of blade play there, up and down. Wow, this is getting pretty thick here. Trying to go off the side a little bit here with the Adamas. Alright, there you have it. Okay guys, so we just completed a class in how not to treat your folding knives, but I wanted to really answer the question on which one of these knives is better for hard use. Now, the Adamas has some side-to-side play here. It's pretty minimal, and oh my gosh, maybe a hint of up and down, but they are kind of known for that. From what I understand, if you remove all the lube and just run them dry, they seem to have no play for whatever reason. Contego, very slight side to side, and like a faint amount of up and down. So, you know, nothing that I'm going to be worried about. And action is still great on both. So yeah, they both still open and close well. You know, honestly, whatever knife you choose, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with it. If you're looking for something that's going to be slimmer in your pocket, with really good grip and a little bit longer blade, the Contego might be the one for you. It's going to slice a little better, and the M4 steel is great. If you're looking for something that's, you know, just going to be basically indestructible no matter what, with a little bit more comfortable grip, maybe not quite as much jimping as the Contego, but more comfortable, in my opinion, a little bit more ergonomic, better thumb ramp, the Adamas might be for you if you're not worried so much about slicing as you are about just pure all-out strength in a folding knife, because we all know that fixed blades are going to be stronger. So again, this is in a folding knife. You know, for me, if I had to choose one of these, I'd probably go with the Contego, just because I like how it carries a little bit better. It's not as heavy, and it's slimmer in my pocket. I carry my knife and my phone in my left pocket. I'm left-handed, so it's easier for me to get past this knife and get down to my phone than it is to get past this. Although it's not a huge difference, I would say that, you know, it's easier to get past the Contego. And if I had to get rid of one of them, D2 steel is good, and I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm more happy with M4, and I like the performance on CPM M4 steel better. So for me, it'd probably have to be the Contego, although there are things I like better about the Adamas. I really don't want that to be like a cop-out thing, and that's why I'm not getting rid of one of these knives. That's why I'm keeping them both, because I like different things about them. Obviously, you saw the Adamas definitely did better in the splitting, and again, that goes to the half height saber grind versus the 3/4 height. and thicker blade stock. So anyway, guys, bottom line, both super strong knives. Both have Benchmade's excellent warranty. Got a little more reach with the Contego, a little more strength with the Adamas. It really comes down to your personal preference. So take that for whatever it's worth. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't yell at me too bad in the comments for the knife abuse. Like I said, I definitely view this as abuse, and it's outside my normal realm, but there are times where I'm in a pinch and I need my knife to do something. Either I'm somewhere where I don't have my toolbox or whatever, and I need these to kind of stand in for something, and I totally trust either one of these blades to pretty much do whatever the heck I need to do. I'm really not afraid to use them at all. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it shed some light for you if you're trying to, hem and haw between these two, which one to buy. If you can, buy them both. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. You guys are awesome. You make all these videos possible because you guys know I no longer run ads on my stuff. So thank you to my patrons. There's a link below if you want to become a patron. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys as always, and I will catch you next time. Okay, so you guys know I kind of do my encouraging word, and I don't want to feel too hypocritical because I just did a big comparison between these two knives. But the Bible talks about not comparing yourselves one to another, and I think when we start comparing ourselves to other people, it can either make us kind of blow our head up, or it can make us feel really bad depending on who we're comparing ourselves to. And the Bible says it's unwise to do that. And I preached this past Sunday. Kind of part of my message was about the parable of the talents, and Jesus told a parable where this guy gave one guy five coins, gave another 2 coins, gave another 1 coin, and the long and the short of it, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, when the guy came back, he expected the guy who he gave 5 to gain another 5. And he expected the guy who he gave 2 to gain another 2. And he expected the guy who he gave 1 to gain another 1. And the guy with 5 and the guy with 2, they each got another 5 and got another 2 respectively. And God told them the same thing. Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. So I guess what I'm trying to say, the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what deck you start with. God is just looking for you to return on what you've been given. If he gives you 5, he's not expecting 100 when he comes back. And if he's giving you 2, he's not expecting you to bring back 20 or 5 or even 3. He's just looking for you to give what you've been given. So and God will continually grow you and allow you to produce more. But don't compare yourselves one to another. Just run the race that God has set for you. You're not supposed to be running anybody else's race. And just be concerned about what God thinks about what you're doing, not what other people think. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. God bless. Hope this has encouraged you today. I will catch you next time.